Good morning, friends. My name is Bipin Thakur, and I am an economics teacher. Today, I'll be teaching you demand and factors affecting demand. So, let's start with that. The technology I'm using is a pen tablet technology. So, I'll be teaching you using a pen tablet. So, first of all, let's start about demand and what are the objectives behind studying a demand. I believe that whenever I go to any market, हम कहीं भी जाते हैं तो हमें लगता है कि वो particular product कितने में 10 में क्यों मिलता है कोई 100 में क्यों मिलता है. So I have to understand about the basic reason behind it. Let's about I went to a market. I found a car for 5 lakh which I want to buy. So it was my price which I am expected to give. Might be the seller is ready to give at 5 lakh 20,000. I'm not going to buy at 5 lakh. So we'll be studying about why the price is 5 lakh 20, why not 5 lakh. So we need to understand about theory of demand and theory of supply. So after studying theory of demand and theory of supply, we will be able to understand what is the equilibrium price, what market is offering to us. So right now, first of all, we have to study the first aspect, that is theory of demand. First of all, whenever I talk about demand, 2-3 words come into mind, that is desire, want, demand. So that's about what is desire. Desire is wish to have a commodity. Like I want to have a car. So that's my desire. Now, desire becomes a want when I have means to buy. मेरे पास पैसे हैं उसको खरीदने के लिए. I have willingness and पैसे दोनों हैं मेरे पास. Now demand is what? Willingness है, पैसा है. But मैं एक particular price पे खरीदना चाहता हूँ. I want to buy at 5 lakh. So if car is available at 5 lakh, at that particular point of time, might be 5 lakh हो सकता है दिवाली पे. So most of us go to Diwali and buy a cheaper car. So we get certain discount, Diwali discount, or might be something year end पे because cars में model change हो जाते हैं. We get certain good discounts over there. So 5 lakh, so I might have to. So at that particular point of time, जब होएगा 5 lakh, then I'm going to buy that. So demand is commonly 3 points, like stated with reference to specific quantity and price. Like my price was 5 lakh and my quantity was 1. I want to buy one quantity at 5 lakh. Expressed with particular period of time. Like I want to buy now, I want to buy at Diwali. I can talk to when we'll get discount. They'll tell, set up Diwali, we can provide you good offers. Or you can come right now if you're paying me cash or whatever, all in like cash, all in one go. So we can give you good discount also. So always held in market. Market is the place where buyers and sellers gather. So nowadays market का definition has changed. Even we have online market because Amazon पे sellers भी होते हैं and buyers भी होते हैं. Flipkart पे भी same thing. And pehle it was a kind of place where they used to gather. But now, since during time of pandemic, we can see that everything is being done online. So even that online platform is also a market. So the definition has been updated nowadays. We have been studying the old definition, but definition has been updated. Now, from the above discussion, we can come to the conclusion that demand is what? What is demand? Demand for a good. Demand for a good is defined as the quantity of that good a consumer or consumers taken together are willing to buy at a particular price during a particular period of time. So let's see about what is quantity. Now we again get confused between two topics when I'm speaking. One is demand and one is quantity demand. Demand का मतलब क्या है? Demand means like for example, we go to the market. I went to buy a Maruti car at 5 lakh, any model. I went to other like might be Nissan. I might where some cars available at 3 lakh. So the whole demand, I'm talking about whole demand. Like for example, if I take 10 quantity, what is the price? If I take 5 quantity, what is the price? If I take 2 quantity, what is the price? That is whole demand. Quantity demanded means I want one car at 5 lakh rupees. That is specific quantity at certain price. So we have to see that. Now, coming towards like there are again two kinds of demand: individual demand and market demand. Like for example, my demand, I want to buy a car at 5 lakh rupees. So quantity for commodity, that is an individual demand because I am an individual, I want to buy a car. But मेरे जैसे बहुत सारे लोग होंगे who can buy car at more like 5 lakh 20 rupees. Might be some people are ready to buy at 5 lakh 30 rupees, 5 lakh 50 rupees, 6 lakh, 7 lakh. So market will be seeing who can. Obviously, as a seller, if I am a seller, I would like to sell my product who gives me higher. So market will go towards higher. So it will find the equilibrium price, which we shall study after the theory of supply also. So total demand for a commodity for all consumers are willing to buy at a given price during a given period of time. ठीक है? So this is market demand. Now, what are the factors which affect the demand? हमें पता चलना चाहिए. Like for example, as a businessman or as a consumer also, I want to save my money because I tell you about economics is the study of a rational person. Rational person मतलब जो अपना फायदा सोचता है, जो अपना benefit सोचता है. तो benefit मतलब क्या होगा? As a consumer, I can save my money. As a producer, I can increase my profit. So that is my, you can say economics. That's why we talk about more or less economics have become a behavioral economics. Like we understand about the behavior, how do consumer behave. So we'll be studying again law of demand, what is the behavior of consumer related to the price of the commodity. So what are the factors affected? First of all, own price of a commodity. Agar car, I'll give you an example, cite an example. कार का प्राइस आई टोल्ड यू 5 लाख है. अगर कार का प्राइस फॉल होता है लेट्स से अबाउट 4 लाख पे, तो मैं तो फटाफट अभी कभी जाके ले लूंगा. माइट बी लेट्स से अबाउट 5 लाख 20 पे मैं लेना नहीं चाहता. आई डोंट वांट टू बाय अ कार एट 5 लाख 20, बट नाउ कार्स प्राइसेस फॉल इनटू 4 लाख. तो ऑटोमेटिकली माय डिमांड, माय लाइक फॉर्मली आई हैड अ जीरो डिमांड, नाउ द डिमांड हैज इंक्रीज. तो मेरे जैसे कितने लोग होंगे, मार्केट डिमांड बढ़ जाएगा. तो ओन प्राइस ऑफ अ कमोडिटी इज अ मेजर फैक्टर प्लेइंग इन द this thing. You can say demand of a commodity, factors affecting demand of a commodity. That's why we keep an eye on the competitor's price. What is their price? Are they charging? Because we are producing same kind of commodity. फिर भाई कैसे वो कम में दे रहा है, मैं ज्यादा दूंगा तो I lost the competition. Straightforward. I have to come down to that competition. Now, price of other goods. What are price of other goods? Like related goods I'll talk about. जैसे substitute goods. Substitute is those goods which can be used in place of other. For example, tea and coffee. मैं आपको एक example देता हूँ. You can say quantity of tea is dependent on the price of coffee. How come? See, like for example, I'll tell you about. हम लोगों को I think tea offer करते हैं when someone comes to like चाय लेंगे, coffee लेंगे. अगर coffee का price has fallen, तो हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि हम सोचते हैं थोड़ा स्टैंडर्ड लिविंग बढ़ाते हैं. देन वी ऑफर कॉफी मोर इन प्लेस ऑफ टी. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल टी का क्वांटिटी गिर जाता है जब कॉफी का प्राइस गिरता है. ना जब कॉफी का प्राइस बढ़ता है, यार कॉफी तो बहुत महंगी चीज हो गया, चलो यार हम लोगों को चाय पिलाते हैं. सो सब्स्टिट्यूट गुड्स हैज डायरेक्ट रिलेशनशिप मतलब प्राइस ऑफ वन गुड फॉल्स, क्वांटिटी ऑफ अदर गुड also falls. Price of one good rises, quantity of other good rises. This we will be doing in detail after some time when we'll study about like shift and like movement of good, movement of demand. Now, complementary good matlab you can say about a joint demand. Like for example, if I buy a car, I have to buy petrol. क्या बिना पेट्रोल के मैं कार का सर्विस ले पाऊँ? No. So I have to use this good jointly. So I'll be using this good jointly to satisfy a demand. That's why we call it complementary to each other. एक दूसरे को पूरा करने वाला, पूरा करते हैं दूसरे को. So car and petrol is my complementary good. So now what kind of complementary good like to say? इसमें क्या होता है कि we have inverse relationship. देखिए पेट्रोल का अगर प्राइस लगातार बढ़ रहा है, it's been increasing a lot, the quantity of petrol car will fall. Because हम सोचेंगे एक तो कार 10 लाख का, अब 10 लाख का कार है, उसके बाद आईएलटी डेप्रिसिएशन ज्यादा होता है, मैं मानता हूँ 10 ईयर, और उसके बाद अगर मैं डीजल कार लेता हूँ या पेट्रोल कार लेता हूँ 15 ईयर्स उसकी लाइफ होती है. And in Delhi we have a very good like transfer, like moving here to there, other places also. So in 10 years it will depreciate. If I don't use a car, every year 115 तो depreciate हो ही रहा है. Book value market में तो और भी ज्यादा depreciate होता है, right? उसके बाद maintenance of a car and something like that. And petrol महंगा हो रहा है, कल को मैं I will be able to buy petrol or not? That is also concern, because I think mileage of the car is also concern. So complementary goods, what like we see, if price of petrol is rising, the quantity of car will fall. अगर petrol government there are many, like you know that हमारे इंडिया में पेट्रोल पे काफी GST होता है, applied taxes. तो गवर्नमेंट ने GST हटा दी तो पेट्रोल चीपर हो जाएगा. अगर पेट्रोल चीपर होएगा तो इसका मतलब क्या होएगा? Quantity of the petrol car will increase in the market. People start to buy. हमें चाहिए. अब another, ये भी एक बहुत striking factor है. इनकम ऑफ द कंज्यूमर। अब इनकम ऑफ द कंज्यूमर कैसे डिमांड को अफेक्ट करता है? आप देखो, मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ। एक कार है ऑल्टो, एक कार है ऑल्टो, ठीक है, और एक कार है आपको ब्रीजा। लेट्स से ब्रीजा, क्योंकि आजकल काफी इन लोगों के लाइक इस तरह की कार्स काफी बिकती है। नाउ ऑल्टो एंड ब्रीजा, लेट्स से कि मैं अभी ऑल्टो यूज करता हूँ, मेरी इनकम है लेट्स से अबाउट 10 लाख पर एनम, 10 lakh per annum, and I'm using Alto. You know, whenever a young people gets money, तो उनका ये intention होता है कि हाँ यार, we should look good, we should have better car, we should have a good house. ये नए लोग, maybe everyone has that intention. So what is now, what I'll be doing? जैसे मेरी इनकम बढ़ी, तो मेरा सोचा कि ऑल्टो गाड़ी पुरानी हो गई, मैं क्या करूँ? तो मैंने क्या किया, नई नई गाड़ी ली है। बट दिस टाइम अब मेरी इनकम 15 लाख है, मेरी इनकम बढ़ी, मैंने सोचा इस बार अच्छी गाड़ी ले, मैं ऑल्टो नहीं लेके मैंने ब्रीजा ले लिया, ऑल्टो नहीं लेके मैंने ब्रीजा ले लिया। सो जब इनकम चेंज होता है, व्हेन माय इनकम चेंजेस, नाउ माय इनकम हैज इंक्रीज्ड, व्हेन इनकम चेंजेस, तो डिमांड फॉर सर्टेन गुड फॉल्स, डिमांड फॉर सर्टेन गुड फॉल्स, एंड डिमांड फॉर like certain goods rises, demand for certain good rises, like Visa. Demand for certain good falls and demand for certain good rises. So you can check, हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, अगर इनकम इंक्रीज होता है तो जिस चीज का डिमांड बढ़ता है, ठीक है, उसको हम बोलते हैं नॉर्मल गुड, राइट। और जिस चीज का डिमांड फॉल होता है उसके लिए उसको बोलते हैं इंफीरियर गुड। प्लीज प्लीज टेक इट एज अ नोट, आई एम नॉट टेलिंग दैट इन ऑल्टो इज अ वेरी बैड प्रोडक्ट, इट चेंजेस फ्रॉम पर्सन टू पर्सन। अगर मेरे पास बाइक है तो मेरे लिए बाइक इंफीरियर हो गया, ऑल्टो मेरे लिए क्या हो गया, नॉर्मल गुड हो गया। कि मेरी इनकम इंक्रीज होगी तो आई विल बी थिंकिंग यार बाइक से कार पे शिफ्ट करते हैं ना, इतनी धूप में क्या जाए, आप तो वैसे ही यू नो लाइक वी हैव अ सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग नॉर्म्स, आई थिंक दैट हाउ कैन आई ट्रैवल बाय मेट्रो आल्सो, सो आई विल बी थिंकिंग अबाउट इट, ठीक है। The next thing is what, so income also affect the demand of certain goods. यहाँ में ऑल्टो, यहाँ आप देखोगे तो ऑल्टो के प्राइस में कोई चीज नहीं हुआ, ब्रीजा के प्राइस में कोई चीज नहीं हुआ, यहाँ पे मेरे इनकम में, कंज्यूमर के इनकम में चेंज होने की वजह से डिमांड पे फर्क पड़ा। The demand has changed from one factor to another factor. So now we shall talk about taste and preferences about it. I'll tell you, I think every one of us are using mobile. But what kind of mobile nowadays we use? We use smartphone. We use smartphone. And some company, एक कंपनी वो अभी फीचर फोन बनाती है, वो कीपैड वाली बटन वाली नोकिया जैसे पहले बनाते थे। तो अब देखो, अगर कोई कंपनी अभी स्मार्टफोन बनाएंगे तो डिमांड फॉर दैट गुड्स विल राइज, बिकॉज दैट इज ट्रेंडिंग, दैट इज द टेस्ट एंड प्रेफरेंसेस एंड फैशन ऑफ द कंज्यूमर। They believe in taking that smartphone, मतलब that is with the common time, अभी के हिसाब से वो सही चल रहा है। But when the moment you take keypad phone, तो अभी आपका ये इतना नहीं बिकेगा। आप देखो रिलायंस ने भी क्या किया, रिलायंस जियो ने फोन निकाला फीचर फोन, उन्होंने फ्री बोला, लोगों ने ले लिया, बट नेक्स्ट में देखो उन्होंने क्वार्टी फोन ला दिया। अब क्वार्टी के बाद उनका नेक्स्ट टारगेट होगा कि हम जियो के साथ अटैच स्मार्टफोन देंगे, बिकॉज देन उनकी सेल और भी बढ़ जाएगी, राइट। सो डिमांड इन चीजों की है, जिसकी डिमांड होती है उसको बनाना चाहिए। अब जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल इन्होंने अपना प्राइस बढ़ाया नहीं, they haven't increased the price, but the quantity demanded has decreased, and इसने भी प्राइस नहीं बढ़ाया but quantity demanded has increased, means what, this is what consumer prefer, this is generally with our taste. And like for example you can talk about a common fashion also, like I'll tell you about आजकल, like I use this kind of analog watch, right? I don't think anyone uses that analog. People will come with the smart watch वगैरह, तो अब स्मार्ट वगैरह लाइक फैशन हो गया वो। सो अब ये वॉचेस की कंपनी धीरे धीरे वो दे आर आल्सो कन्वर्टिंग देमसेल्व्स इनटू स्मार्ट वॉच। आई हैव हर्ड, यू माइट गो एंड चेक अबाउट टाइटन, टाइटन भी एक स्मार्ट बना रहे हैं सो दैट वी कैन कनेक्ट विद आवर फोन बिकॉज़ वी वांट टू सी। सो ये धीरे धीरे ट्रेंडिंग चेंज हो रहा है। सो व्हाट द फैक्टर्स व्हिच आई डिस्कस नाउ, these all are individual demand factors. Now what are market demand? Market demand क्या होता है? So I just discussed that. Market demand में हमारा और क्या क्या हो सकता है? So coming towards, I'll tell you, market demand में population, I'll tell you about, इस इंडिया में आ जाओ, इंडिया में अब जैसे I'll tell about, मैंने एक एडटेक कंपनी बना लिया, I think about I'm making an एडटेक कंपनी। अब इंडिया में if I talk about CBC and state boards, almost all syllabus are uniform nowadays, तो अगर मैं अपना वीडियो प्रोडक्ट बना के फिर ट्राई टू सेल इट टू, like I have a big market of around crore students. You go and check every state में 10 lakh लोग, 10 lakh people are giving class 12 and 11th examination, and they have economics as a subject. So my market has grown very, and I just need 0.0001% of that market. I'll be very rich. I might be a billionaire now, might be after some time. So population also plays an important factor. So population is what? Like for example, India में population जो है हमारा, that is a very important factor. We can check. अब next is distribution of income. I'll tell you what. हाँ, ज़्यादा population, ज़्यादा demand. अब जैसे इंडिया में चीजों की डिमांड क्यों है? बिकॉज पॉपुलेटेड कंट्री है. चाइना में डिमांड क्यों है? बिकॉज पॉपुलेटेड कंट्री है. बांग्लादेश में you check, I'll give you an example. The area of Bangladesh is almost equivalent to that of Nepal. थोड़ा बहुत ज़्यादा होएगा. Because I know that उसका 1,47,000 square kilometer and something is correct now. So that is not very different. But Bangladesh का population is very much. Therefore, demand for everything is very high. Same with India. India is a dense populated country. So demand for everything is very high. So if you come and make your goodwill and try to do a business in India, the moment you gain the goodwill, you are ruling the market. No one can beat you. Now distribution of income. So distribution of income क्या होता है? I'll tell you. इस कंट्री में अगर स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग मतलब लोग अमीर नहीं होंगे, ये दिन उनकी इनकम नहीं बढ़ेगी, ठीक है, तो फिर क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है? लेट्स अबाउट देयर इज वन रिच गाय, माय नेबर. इसने एक कार खरीदा, एंड दैट कार इफ इट इज अ डीजल कार इट इज फॉर 10 years. नाउ BMW का गाड़ी खरीदी. BMW ने सोचा कि इंडिया इज अ वेरी पॉपुलेटेड कंट्री, का चलो हम इंडिया में आके कार इंडिया में ही मैंने मेक इन इंडिया चल रहा है, गवर्नमेंट मोदी गवर्नमेंट इज गिविंग अस टू मच लाइक पर्क्स एंड ऑल, कम ऑन कम टू इंडिया, सो वी विल डू इन इंडिया. सो व्हेन वी केम, उन्होंने देखा यार यहाँ पे एक बंदा बहुत अमीर है, एक बंदा बिल्कुल पैसे ही नहीं है उसके पास, इज वेरी पुअर, या मतलब हिज इनकम इज वेरी लो. द पॉइंट आई फाउंड लाइक देयर आर वेरी फ्यू रिच पीपल. इफ दे बॉट माय कार, and Indian people have a miser attitude also. So what would happen कि यार 10 साल तक ये गाड़ी नहीं खरीदेंगे, सिर्फ सर्विसिंग के लिए मैं यहाँ इस इंडिया में मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करूँ, क्योंकि अब बट उनको एक इकोनॉमिक्स ने बताया. नाउ could you see the educational like this standard like ratios of India, literacy ratio? Indian people are getting educated, plus India में most of the people are very like young age person. Now tell me, ये लोग आगे जाके they are studying, so definitely their standard of living will rise. Long run में they will be your future customer. So if distribution of income will become equal, मतलब हमारे यहाँ काफी सब लोग के पास इनकम अच्छी खासी इनकम है, that is you can talk about per capita income is high, or you can talk about एक there is one mini Gini index or Lawrence curve, उससे हमें equality of income पता चल जाता है. If every people has money in our country, so everyone is our customer. So if they find that, then only they will be coming to India and set up a manufacturing unit, right? So distribution of income is also very important. For example, it evenly distributed, better demand. Unevenly distributed, मतलब कुछ ही लोग सिर्फ खरीद पाएंगे, तो demand होएगी नहीं. Now season and weather. अब for example, this is again a market find demand. Like अभी summers है, so summers you can say about like there is a seasonal demand of cooler, and whole market it is a big market demand. So big अभी कूलर का प्राइस आपको कुछ नहीं हो रहा, बट डिमांड है. अब गर्मियों सर्दियों में प्राइस उन्होंने बढ़ाया नहीं, तो भी क्या होएगा? Like demand for cooler will not increase that much because that is not required in winters. Summers will be required. So cooler and AC, the demand for such in the market increases because of seasonal weather. Might be woolen clothes also, cotton clothes also. So this is all about those. Now coming towards आगे we'll do what are demand functions. So this is the factors affecting demand. We have to study all these factors with the help of a graph. Right now, let's move. Now first, before studying a graph, we have to study all those things. Now, demand function. What is demand function? It depicts, it explains the relationship between quantity demanded and the determinants of demand. Now, demand function means what are the factors? All demand function carries the factors of demand. The other prices, own price, price of other good, taste and preferences, population, age, distribution of income, season weather. These are the factors which create demand function, because demand is dependent on these factors, whether it will increase or decrease. Now let's come to the fact, what is a law of demand? How does demand curve will behave? Let's talk about it. Other things remaining constant. I'll tell you about why this, because physics ka experiment and chemistry ka experiment is being done on non-living thing. So more or less their results are always accurate, 100% accurate. But economics experiment is being done on human beings, and human beings are very moody. They keep on changing. So that's why we have to put this condition, other things remaining constant, then only law of demand will remain good in these cases. So we have to take what are those conditions which remains constant. Abhi we studied factors affecting demand. Usme you studied own price. Own price के अलावा every factors will remain constant. Own price के अलावा every factors will remain constant. Now let's see what are other things remaining constant. Quantity demanded of a commodity increases with a fall in price and diminishes when increases. It explains an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded of a commodity. अच्छा बोले तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि भाई प्राइस अप तो क्वांटिटी डाउन, प्राइस डाउन तो क्वांटिटी अप, यही होगा ना इसका मतलब. तो इसका रिलेशनशिप का मतलब तो यही हुआ. और जब भी कोई चीज इनवर्स रिलेशनशिप होता है उसका ग्राफ क्या होता है? डाउनवर्ड स्लोपिंग. टाइम एंड स्पीड इज एन एग्जांपल. आप लोग 10th से अभी आए हो, दैट्स व्हाई आई विल टेल यू दैट इज एग्जांपल. सो डाउनवर्ड स्लोपिंग होता है इसका. सो डिमांड कर्व विल ऑलवेज बी डाउनवर्ड स्लोपिंग. द पॉइंट इज व्हाट सर, ये क्या रिलेशनशिप हर एक हमेशा इक्वल हो? नो, देयर आर सर्टेन एक्सेप्शंस टू लॉ ऑफ डिमांड. आई विल गिव यू वन एग्जांपल. मैंने अभी क्या बोला? प्राइस कम होएगा तो क्वांटिटी बढ़ना चाहिए, इट शुड इंक्रीज. I'll give you an example. There are many cars present in the market. That's about Tata Nano and your Honda City. Let's say it is for 14 lakh. Tata Nano is somewhere around 1 lakh, assuming 1 lakh. I don't know what is the current price. तो भाई लोग होंडा सिटी क्यों लेते हैं? होंडा सिटी क्यों लेते हैं? उनको नैनो लेने के लिए बोलो ना. उसमें 14 नैनो आएगी, एक नैनो में आप, एक में मम्मी, एक में पापा, पूरे मतलब महाराजाओं की तरह मूव करेंगे. We'll have a like king ka feeling, said we can move. But there is something called prestige, or you can say intention, you can say snobbish effect. Snobbish. So when we talk about जहाँ पे prestige आ जाता है, जहाँ पे we have to show off, we don't. There we violate the law of demand. जितना महंगा गाड़ी उतना ज़्यादा demand, right? So BMW क्यों लेते हैं? BMW का प्राइस बहुत ज्यादा है. They could have taken 30 nanos. I'm talking about the lowest जो 3 series रहेगा उसका प्राइस, that is you can take 30-35 nanos, but you go for BMW because you have certain Veblen effect, snobbish effect. You buy, you can go for a jewelry also. आप किसी लड़की को लेके jewelry shop पे जाइए, आपकी बहन होगी, आपकी वाइफ होगी, या might be आपकी मदर. आप देखना जैसे जैसे ज्वेलरी का प्राइस अप होता जाएगा उनका सेटिस्फेक्शन और बढ़ता जाएगा, डिमांड बढ़ता जाएगा. बट आई विल टेल यू व्हाट कि दैट इज वायलेटिंग द लॉ ऑफ डिमांड. सो देयर आर सर्टेन फैक्टर्स, मतलब डिमांड कर्व अपवर्ड स्लोपिंग भी होगा. देयर आर एक्सेप्शन टू लॉ ऑफ डिमांड. सो विल डिस्कस लेटर. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कम टुवर्ड्स इसका फैक्टर हम पढ़ते हैं क्या क्या है, और हम लोग थोड़ा इट्स लाइक स्मॉल डेफिनेशंस एंड ऑल. सो नाउ डिमांड शेड्यूल. व्हाट इज डिमांड शेड्यूल? Table relating to price and quantity is called demand schedule, and the depiction in graph is called demand curve. अब ये table क्या होता है? Let's see what we talk about. अब जैसे कि I talk about like ये price है, ये quantity demand है. अब let's say about 10 rupees में I'm buying when price was 10 rupees I was buying 50 kg of potato. When price was like 20 rupees, I'm buying 40 kg of potato. When price goes to 30, I'm buying, you can say 30 kg of potato. When price is like 20, I'm buying 10 kg of potato. So this is something, आप देखोगे, जैसे जैसे price increase हो रहा है, जैसे जैसे quantity demanded fall हो रहा है. So this table is called demand schedule. अब अगर इस table का, when I present this data in the form, like in graphical form, so this is called demand curve. This is called demand curve. So this is my this is called demand curve. This will be price and this will be quantity demanded. This is called demand curve, right? is no origin. This will be demand curve. अब देखोगे जब when you'll be plotting this data, it will always be on this way. So I'll be talking. So in next class, we'll be discussing about you can say how to like will be in next class, next topic. Today will be like we have discussed a lot, and in next class we'll be discussing about movement movement in a demand curve and causes behind it. Movement in demand curve, movement in demand curve, shift in demand curve, shift in demand curve. There are differences, expansion, like because of movement we have expansion and contraction, extension or expansion, you can say anything, expansion and contraction of demand. And because of shift in demand, there is increase or decrease. There is increase. फर्क ये होता है movement में there is change in price. It is because of own price of a commodity, and it is because of other factors. Okay, it is because of other factors and it is because of own price. So now increase in demand, increase in demand, and this is decrease in demand. Increase in demand में हमेशा rightward shift होता है, rightward shift, और decrease में हमेशा leftward shift होता है, leftward shift. होता है. So हम लोग ये देख लेंगे. I'm adding one more point. हम अगले क्लास में करेंगे. I just want you to go and see the topic, and whenever I teach you, if you come थोड़ा सा with a brief reading, so you can ask many questions, you will have many doubts. So I would encourage you to read before I come. So that's why I like tell you in advance what I'm going to discuss in the next class. So here it is because of own price. It is because of change in own price. Change in own price. And it is because of like other than own price, other than own price, no change in own price, other than own price. Matlab, like I tell you about income, like income of the consumer, related goods, substitute goods, complementary goods, tastes and preferences, population, you can say seasonal factors, and many other factors. Okay, own price does not change. Own price does not change. So, so we shall meet you. We shall meet in the next class, and we'll be discussing about what is the whereabouts all this topic, and especially a graphical, how to make graphs and how to depict all the relationship in the graph. Okay, thank you. Bye.